This is a true and bizarre incident that I still don't dare to think about in detail. 5 years ago, a boy who claimed to be an angel suddenly appeared in our neighborhood. Everything he did was strange, and in the end, he vanished from the world with a mysterious illness. The main character of the story is called Xiao En. He was in his early 20s at the time, always holding a small flag, and whenever he saw someone, he would grab their hand and pray, "Your soul is very pure." One day, he pulled me into a corner and lowered his voice, saying, "I was originally an angel from heaven. The archangel sent me to purify this fallen world." I thought he was joking, and pointed at his back, laughing. "Then where are your wings?" He seriously touched his shoulder blades and said, "After being reincarnated as a human, my wing bones shrank. I really want to fly." Back then, little N was truly as kind as an angel. He would bring homeless people home to give them food and shelter, wash their feet and pray for them, and when he saw disasters on the news, he would cry all night until he could hardly breathe. I was moved by his sincerity, and became one of his few friends. But gradually, his life started to spiral out of control. His home became crowded with homeless people, and thieves would come by every few days. Yet every time, he would cry and say that sinners must be forgiven. I advised him to install a security camera, but he just closed his eyes and recited scripture, with tears still clinging to his eyelashes. Half a year later, Xiao En changed. He started mumbling to himself at thin air, and would suddenly stop strangers on the street to scold them for being full of greed. We went to a restaurant to eat. He suddenly slammed the table and roared that this food was unworthy of heaven, then covered his ears and screamed that all earthly music was just noise. After that, he began singing hymns as if no one else was there, until the security guards dragged him out. After that, I gradually distanced myself from him. 3 months ago, a neighbor suddenly told me that Xiao En had gone missing. Someone heard the sound of a choir of hundreds singing hymns coming from his house, but when they broke in, the place was completely empty. The last neighbor to see him said that Xiao En had become so thin he was just skin and bones, with his shoulder blades jutting out so sharply from his back that it looked like they might pierce his skin and sprout wings. There was a note left on his desk. "I came to heal the world, but lost my own life." The children of Satan whispered to me day and night, trying to drag me to hell. "Oh God, please take me back to heaven." The police still haven't found any trace of Xiao En. Sometimes, when I pass by the empty windows of his house, I can't help but remember the earnest look on his face when he talked about his wing bones shrinking, and the way he cried while praying for the homeless. If he really was an angel, was it our indifference that allowed hell to take him away?